Hello, my name is Gerardo Guajardo and I'm a partner at Santos Elizondo, a full-service law firm in Monterrey, Mexico. Today, I would like to talk to you about incorporating a Mexican subsidiary. And I would like to start by giving you some context about the corporation's law. Here in Mexico, we are a federation composed of 32 sovereign entities. However, under our federal constitution, certain matters like commerce are regulated at the federal level. For example, corporations law is regulated at the federal level as opposed to what happens in some jurisdictions like the United States, where each of the states of the Union has its own corporation law. What that means is that here in Mexico, we only have one law, and that simplifies things when you have to choose a form of vehicle to incorporate a subsidiary here in Mexico. So, the general law of business organizations recognizes 6 types of business vehicles to incorporate. In addition, the securities laws recognizes an additional type of vehicle known as the investment promotion company, or as it's actually called in Spanish, Sociedad Anónima Promotora de Inversión. The most common or relied upon business forms here in Mexico are the limited liability company, which is called in Spanish Sociedad de Responsabilidad Limitada, the stock corporation, which is called the Sociedad Anónima, and as I was saying, the investment promotion company, which is the Sociedad Anónima Promotora de Inversión. Each of these companies provides limited liability to its partners or shareholders, which of course is of a great benefit when making an investment. What makes them different from each other is that some of these companies have more restrictions when it comes to the transfer of equity interest, and some of these companies allow the partners or the shareholders to issue different classes of shares that can limit voting rights or certain other rights for the shareholders. All 3 companies that I was explaining are available for foreign investment in Mexico. So, now on another topic, the process of incorporating a Mexican subsidiary. It is quite simple and it is basically composed of 6 steps. The first step is obtaining the authorization of the use of the corporate name. What that means is that the Mexican Ministry of Economy must issue an authorization for each of the companies to use a certain name that the company would be recognized for. That serves the purpose of making sure that no company has a name that is equal or similar to one of another existing company. The process of obtaining that authorization is also quite simple by submitting an application online, and usually the authorization is obtained within 24 to 48 hours. There is no costs associated with making such application, and it's very straightforward. The second step is drafting the corporate bylaws of the company. Drafting the corporate bylaws can be done by using off-the-shelf standard versions that are applicable to most of the companies, but can also be drafted by the assistance of your corporate attorney to draft specifically tailor-made bylaws for specific businesses. That is available and that is possible in Mexican law. However, please be sure to consider there are certain aspects that are mandatory under Mexican law. For example, each of the companies must specify its corporate purpose. That is, the purpose or the main activities that the company will be doing, and that must be established in writing in the corporate bylaws of the company. Also, the company must choose a corporate domicile. That's a place which is usually a city within Mexico where the corporate life of the company will happen. That is the place, as per the Mexican law, where the partners or shareholders meetings must occur. However, that doesn't mean that the company is restricted or in any way prohibited from having several offices, branches, plants, factories, or whatever in any other place of Mexico. That is just a place that is a reference for the shareholders or the partners to know where the corporate meetings of the company will take place. Another important aspect of when incorporating the company is choosing the type of management. That is, under Mexican law, we have two options to choose from. One is a sole manager, that is one person who will be in charge of managing the company. Or the other option is choosing a board of directors composed of obviously more than two people who will be in charge of managing the company. Another aspect is the capital of the company. Under Mexican law, there is no minimum requirement for having a capital, provided there is at least of a peso amount. And there is also not a limit on the maximum amount of a capital of the company. However, usually companies, when incorporated off the shelf, are usually capitalized with at least 10,000 pesos. That is approximately $500. So the third step when incorporating a Mexican subsidiary is formalizing the bylaws before a notary public. As a requisite under Mexican law, the drafted bylaws must be passed into a public deed before a notary public. That is a very straightforward process that can be done with several notaries public that are available here in Mexico. So after formalizing the corporate bylaw before a notary public, we need to register the company before the Public Registry of Commerce. That is a simple process where the notary public can assist you with, and there is a small fee to be paid to the government to register the company in its place of incorporation, where typically the company is registered where the corporate domicile was established. After registering the company in the public registry, we need to obtain its own tax ID. And for that, we need to make a registration before the tax authorities and also obtaining the electronic signature of the company. This electronic signature of the company needs to be made with an application from a legal representative of the company, and that signature would be used to make its own tax returns and to issue the invoices that the company will be doing in connection with its business. Another step is in case of foreign investors, we need to make a registration before the National Registry of Foreign Investment. That is a process that can be done without a cost, but that is made to inform the Ministry of Economy that certain companies have within its shareholders or partners certain individuals or companies that are from a foreign nationality, and that is just for purposes of knowing who is making certain investments here in Mexico. So after we have incorporated our Mexican company, there are two aspects that I would like to talk to you about legal planning. One is that Mexico offers several programs that are available for exporters. One of them is the Maquila program, commonly known here in Mexico as IMEX. This program allows for companies to defer the taxes when importing raw materials or equipment or machinery with the purpose of manufacturing certain goods that in the end will be exported out of Mexico. That is a program that is available for our companies and is certainly very attractive when the purpose of the company is manufacturing certain goods that would end up being exported back out of Mexico. Another program similar to the IMEX program is PROSEC. That program, similar to what happens with IMEX, allows the importation of raw materials and equipment with the duty cancellation, provided that the products that are manufactured on the PROSEC are used or end up within certain specified finished goods under Mexican law. As an important aspect to mention is that foreign investments in Mexico are protected and are given the same treatment as Mexican national investments. That means that they are not subject to export controls, to additional taxes, to additional limits on transferability of investments, and they are guaranteed under Mexican Constitution and under Mexican laws, and they are not limited or subject to expropriation or any kind of government control that is not applicable also for Mexican nationals. At Santos Elizondo, we are ready to assist you with any investment you are planning to make. Mexico and Nuevo León welcomes you, and we are open for business. And we very much look forward to seeing you here. Thank you.